Hello, I'm the curator for Credit Suisse Art Collection. I'm very pleased to welcome you here in Bern in our flagship branch. I'm standing in front of a work by Meret Oppenheim, one of our highlights in the collection, an old standing highlight of 1941, a Rhine Landscape submarine. And next to it we have placed a very recent acquisition by Claire von Lubeek, who joined me from Geneva today, and her work, The Big Smile, she is now going to introduce to all of us.
Yes, hello. So Big Smile was made in 2019. It's made of burnt wood that I burnt myself, glass puppet eyes, and forged metal that look a bit fantasy-like, like dragon spikes, and I'm trying to kind of combine a reference of vernacular Swiss architecture that you can find in chalets, for example, and a kind of surrealist aspect to it that is almost like childlike, in a way, monstrous but childlike. And this is a tension that I often like to look for in my work, where there is a form of what one could call darkness, or the monster, the concept of a monster, but it is played in a certain way where it becomes almost like characters. A big inspiration I had for the work was images out of cartoons. So the mouth is inspired from old Disney-like drawings. And myself, for another work that I made a comic book for the baby bar. There's a work in this collection that was part of that exhibition, The Fountain. And the comic book was holding basically images, different type of images that were translations of sculptures from the baby bar exhibition that I did at 1.1 in 2017, curated by Deborah Holman. And the sculptures basically came back in drawings and then became characters in this work, but then sometimes certain drawings also became sculptures, or certain aspects of these drawings. So there's a certain database or library in which that is kind of pretty self-referential, and which I can constantly retake and reuse in different, maybe photo, sculpture, or drawing. And the mouthpiece is actually from a barrack for babies that I drew, and in the drawing it has kind of a psychedelic background behind the teeth. So it is kind of like these little club windows that you can open like this, and then you have always a second door. So I really like this, like in French it's called a trappe, and then there's like these different ways of opening which I found very attractive. Mm-hmm. And the eyes are from a puppet shop, and there's like snake eyes and cat eyes. It's like animal eyes. It's not baby eyes or puppet eyes. It's really the animal kind. And also I wanted to kind of continue with this as a bit of like a snaky dragon. And so this tension of very like rustic, but then childlike playful is something that I really like to work with.
Yeah, I think that was what spoke to me too, because it has a surrealist aspect, I think, and it has sort of, I don't know, a depth, or it could be a bit spooky, but it isn't at all. I mean, I like the friendliness of it, I have to say. It smiles at you. Yeah. It's called Big Smile, actually. You're quite right, so. And I mean, the materials are very familiar to us here, of course, with the burnt wood and so on. It's like a bit homely, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I find that tension, I thought that was really what spoke to me best. And that is the reason actually why I chose to combine it with Meret Oppenheim's piece, who's also this surrealist tradition, of course, also something very Swiss. And I'm very happy that we can actually have these combinations or these encounters in our bank. Also with the fountain, of course, the new work that we've just placed today in the other end of the branch, the sculpture piece. It's also nice to have, say, wall pieces and floor pieces, 3-dimension, 2-dimension, all this variety in the same collection. So for me, it's a great opportunity to carry on sort of what you did in exhibitions and then maybe install it somewhere else. Speaking of which also will be interesting to see as the Oppenheim piece is leaving today, actually. We're lending it to a big world tourney of Meret Oppenheim, so it will be gone tonight, and we'll actually hang a new piece for you. So you'll be surprised when you come next time, there will be something else here.
I'm curious.
Yes. I hope you'll like it.
I hope so too.
So thank you very much for coming all the way from Geneva, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire.